the borough of Little Burgundy, with its population of a little over 10,000, where 37% of recent immigrants decide to live, and 2/3 of the children and youth live below the poverty line. There is no doubt why this nonprofit organization has had its heart in the right place since the 1940s. This organization services its community through 3 targeted audiences, first being the Early Childhood Department, which ranges from ages 0 to 5. The second is the Children, Youth, and Families Department, which is school-age children from kindergarten to grade 11. And then there is the Adult Development Department. The Early Childhood Department provides programs for children aged 0 to 5, where educators and animators facilitate many activities and workshops such as playgroups, sharing stories, and child stimulation programs, which promote learning through play, exploration, early literacy, physical and social-emotional growth, and healthy attachment. Additionally, their program provides a unique experience for families to meet, exchange ideas, and form meaningful and supportive connections with others in the community. They offer a variety of workshops for parents and caregivers, such as Nobody's Perfect, Lunch and Lecture, and nutrition programs. The Children, Youth, and Families Department, which caters to school-age children, prides itself on offering a balance of academic and social recreational programming. They truly believe in developing interpersonal skills such as empathy and social responsibility. These skills are achieved through various monthly themes, as you may see listed right now on the screen. They offer at a drop-by basis. You can come in anytime for coffee, for a snack, to read the newspaper, socialize, use the computers. They emphasize your programs on getting, basically updating your skills for the workforce through computer literacy and also languages, so language programs or language sort of courses. It is open to adults, but seniors are also welcome to swing by at any time.
One of those proposals was what was then the Black Perspectives Initiative, which was a much smaller program. It was very focused in the Faculty of Arts and Science, which is just one of our 4 faculties at the university. And I was able to, the faculty really supported us to do this work. And I was able to kind of develop something that has now become the blueprint for what is the Black Perspectives Office now.
What kind of events have you created prior to COVID and now with COVID, let's say?
Well, one of our first projects prior to having to lock down and all of that was a Black Mental Wellness Week, which was really, really fun to do in person. We had meditation sessions, we had self-care and self-love workshops, we had psychotherapists come in and do like playback theater activities. There was just a number of things. And also we collaborated with, there's many Black student groups at Concordia, and so we were able to collaborate with them to do some events for Black History Month. And they had like a speed dating, they had an open mic night. It was just so much fun. It was really, really great. And then we also have our Black Mental Wellness Project, where we're working with many different Black mental health workers, professionals in the community. So we have a mindfulness a teacher and we have a psychotherapist who are kind of developing not only activities for our students, but also thinking through what's the larger framework that could be really helpful for our wellness team.
Who qualifies for these kind of services?
So all of these activities are for Concordia students. So it's the services that we do that in a direct level is for Concordia students, but it does end up affecting the community a lot in different ways. So for one, because we do a lot of recruitment, and so sometimes I do workshops outside of Concordia. I'm actually going to be working with the CGIPs. I'm really eager to be working with, Black students from the whole range of what that means, from elementary to adult education. It's really important for us to think about what are some of the barriers that make it impossible for students to end up in our universities when they're of age to do that from the very beginning of the education system. And so working with different school boards, educators is actually really quite exciting for us. I've actually been invited by many school boards who want to do anti-discriminatory framework trainings, as well as anti-racist trainings. And that's one part of the work, I think. And then the other portion that I think is so important is just building those relationships. One of the reasons that I ended up at Concordia is because even in its physical placement. It was easy access to me. You know, you go to Guy Concordia, you can kind of peek through and be like, oh, that's what all the university students look like. And the space feels accessible to me. And I think that that's so important for us to start that at an early age for our children. And so we're definitely open into that. And there's many pathways for partnership in that way. You know, when we talk about the mentorship program, I think that, you know, our students see themselves as the ones who are requiring the professional assistance. So they look up to people in the community, and they want to have that professional development, but that they also have so much to offer, right? As university students themselves. And so I love being able to pair them with either CJEP students or even younger who look up to them and are like, wow, you've made it to university.
Where can all this information be found, let's say for future events? If you have virtual ones coming up, is it all on the website?
One of the ways to reach me directly is at bpo@concordia.ca.
Okay.
And I'm always interested in partnering with different members of the community. We're also really just interested in people who want to invest in the education of Black students. There are many barriers that our students, as well as students outside of our institution experience. And it's really important for us to collectively work at chipping down those barriers. So with our programming, we actually really want to focus on local knowledge, because there's so many great people in our community that don't necessarily have access to the space, and also are not necessarily always seen as experts, although they are experts. And so we really, really love to compensate and also just bring in local experts to speak to our students, to speak to our staff and faculty. And it's always such a great experience.
Well, thank you so much for joining us at MAtv here and sharing your world, and also just, you know, you seem like you're in the flow, you're in the right space, you're in the right time in history, and I wish you luck, and maybe we'll coordinate something with my school in the future.
Yes, thank you. I'm so happy to be here with you all, and looking forward to more relationships in the future.